Hey everybody, welcome back to our channel. Today I have a super surprise for you. Today we are going to interview Kim Wood. She is a makeup artist who has been in the business for 17 years. Kim, in her own professionalism, has worked on full-length feature films for Hollywood, screen movies, countless commercials that we don't even want to get into the numbers on that. And then magazines published, in all rights. Kim is just a ninja master when it comes to makeup artistry. Today we are going to work with her and ask her questions. How do photographers get to meet people like Kim? How can they find people in your area that are professional makeup artists that will actually give you what you're after? And then what are the different classifications of makeup artists? For instance, makeup artist strictly for wedding, makeup artist for fashion and commercial work, and elite makeup artists, and what separates kind of the difference between the twos. Also, it's very important to treat your makeup artist with respect. I personally do not want to work for free, and I know dang good and well makeup artists across the country do not want to work for free. So let's ask Kim, what's the going rate for different areas in makeup artistry? Okay, so I would like to introduce to everybody Kim Wood, makeup artist extraordinaire. Most importantly, and I forgot to say this in my introduction, but Kim Wood and I have been friends for about 20 years now, and we have worked on numerous projects together. Just utmost great respect for Kim. Kim Wood, everybody.
Hey everybody.
So today's video, the main focus for today's video is to have Kim help us photographers on two aspects of photography. One, like high school senior photographers, and two, just models that hire us to, work on their portfolio or do things along those lines. We're going to kind of bounce back and forth between the two, but this is to help photographers help yourself. Is that a good way to put that?
Yeah. Maybe.
Okay. So with high school seniors, when they call me to book an appointment, there's usually about a 2 to 3 week lag time between when you book their appointment and when they actually come to the studio. A 2-week minimum has been really good for us. We have found that formula, has been better to book them 2 weeks out as opposed to book them if you're open the next day. Don't try to squeeze them in. And the reason being is it allows us to give them information. They have 2 weeks to kind of clear up their skin and make themselves the best possible version of themselves, so Kim can do her makeup job, which makes my retouching job and post-production. With high school seniors, I have this book, and this is just a whole entire pamphlet why you hired me, basically portfolio samples and just great information of what's going to happen pre-photo shoot and what's going to happen after photo shoot, so that you don't have to tell every single parental figure the step by step. They can just kind of read this book. And I know that that's very popular with senior photographers, is to have a guide, per se, that you mail out to clients, 2 or 3 weeks ahead of time. But to be honest with you, for me, our clients were kind of suffering a little bit, and it dawned on me that they were suffering in a way that their skin and texture and just wasn't really working that well. So I got with Kim one day and said, hey, could you please write an article that I could put inside my book? So inside here, there is an actual makeup artist article that explains what we're about ready to get into today on what we tell seniors to prepare for the photo shoot that's coming.
Right. And then we're not repeating ourselves over and over and over.
Exactly. Exactly. Talk about when they call us and we book them stuff, this is the information that we want to give the client so that they're the best.
So one of the things that I like to tell the clients is to really be not just switch up anything drastic in their skincare, but definitely add moisture to their regimen. Here's some of the problems that I see most of the time. someone hasn't had their eyelash extensions updated to where they're hanging by a thread or there's some gaps, that can be corrected with some strip lashes. But a lot of times these certain trends can date photographs. And so this is a good conversation to have with your clients about lash extensions, because they can be placed on the eye that it weighs them down or dates them locks them into a certain trend, which we know that when we're selling photos to clients, we want them to have a timeless feel so that they don't go out of style. Acid peels, tanning beds, over exfoliating, there's a lot of things that can make my job harder. And so I just recommend that girls use a little extra moisturizer and really stay hydrated on the days leading up to the photo shoot, and not switch up anything that might cause a reaction. Brows,
please for the
get
that fixed.
Waxing brows. I really don't recommend that they do too much brow grooming, but if they do need to, I definitely tell people if their brows meet in the middle, then yes, you should probably have them waxed if they're like very large brows that grow outside of the borders. But if they get their brows waxed, to have it done like a week ahead of time, because there's a very fine hair around the brow area. And so when that's waxed like the day or two before, it can really affect how makeup lays on the skin.
That new skin, it creates like that red line that we're always having to fix. Is that true?
New skin. Oh, the new skin.
If they get it waxed,
well,
like
it's really just, it's not having that fine hair, and so the makeup is just sliding off of the area surrounding the brow.
What causes the little white flakes like on jaw lines and around lips and stuff like that?
That's just a moisture issue. Plus, it's really important for a makeup artist to understand how to prep the skin. And so I think one of the things that I run into the most working with different photographers and the difference between working with you is we've worked together long enough to where you understand the time that it takes to prep. And so if I'm having to take 30 minutes just to prep somebody's super dry skin, and it really helps to have like a sink available, because I have some other photographers that just expect me to do hair and makeup in like 30 minutes, and I can, but it's not going to look perfect so that you don't have to do a lot of work in post.
What causes the makeup lines like at pancakes? So for instance, on jaw lines and in the shadow areas, there's what do photographers need to look for to make sure their makeup artist is doing a good job?
Oh man. One of the things that you might experience working with a brand new makeup artist is that they may be a little heavier handed. They might think in terms of like a glamour look. I know that there's a lot of influencers influencing these looks, and they're very trend based, and so it doesn't create a timeless look where the images are going to look beautiful forever. And so I definitely want you guys to understand that trends come and go, and so really talk to your makeup artists about having a classic time look.
So let's kick this up one more notch,
okay,
and let's talk about how you and I put together beauty editorials for magazines, which I think, what are we on, like 6 or 7 now? Like published beauty editorials. I wouldn't say
that they are, we're not working with the magazines. They haven't asked us to do an editorial, but we have submissions. So as long as I'm saying when we're doing submissions for magazines,
define a beauty editorial.
Oh man. Okay. I think that a lot of people get confused on what an editorial image is. This is where I can really separate the pros from the beginners, because the pros understand that an editorial image really is just something that tells a story, right? It's not, an editorial image isn't something that's just cookie cutter weird. One small element of inspiration, and then we build on that. So when we're talking about what we want to create, first we're going to establish, is this an image where we're just doing beauty close up? You know, is the face going to fill most of the frame? Are we going to do some full shots, some 3/4, and some beauty? So it really helps me to understand what we're going to need to bring, whether we're going to need wardrobe and things like that. But
let's talk about the last one we just did. We just did Sin.
Oh, okay.
And
let's
that
talk about Sin.
Yeah, and Sin just got published,
which I kind of think is hilarious, because when we were creating the inspiration, I had been seeing a lot of people doing these AI filters, and I thought, wouldn't it be fun to do an AI, something inspired by those AI filters, but in real life. But then we just kind of, we started with something, and then it evolved into something else completely.
And I think the part that when we jump shipped was with the image with the tear coming down her face, is when we decided to jump ship.
Happy accident.
Yeah, it was a massively happy accident. And then after we got that image, we built the dark side of her.
Yeah, and I'm so glad that happened. So what had happened was I was mixing a metallic powder into a liquid carrier, and we were painting these liquid metallic streaks across the eye. Well, a little tiny bit of it got in the model's eye, and her eye started watering, and a tear happened. And we took that little happy accident. It was a gift. It was absolutely a gift. And then we ran with it. And so we took that element and we brought it down her arms, onto her face, into her fingertips. And so sometimes wonderful things can happen with the unexpected.
There you go. Okay, everybody, so I hope that maybe we've answered some questions and been able to talk with a professional makeup artist that will make your life a little easier.
I want to hear your questions.
Please list questions in the back. Kim will be on this particular YouTube article so that she can help answer questions. In the description, I will list her information and products. So if you have questions, you can actually just contact her directly. We've been inseparable friends for a very long time. Really, we were just kind of hoping to do this and make everybody happy and answer some questions out there. So hope you have a great one.
And share what we know.
Yeah. There you go. All right. So you guys have a good one, and we will catch you next time on the channel. Bye.
Bye.
Cut. Yay!
Awkward!